his IG store.
What's up, y'all? Happy Money Monday.
If he was a real homie, he'd be running or jogging while he's doing those
videos. Okay. Got you. Cool. Sweet. Sounds good. Good to see everyone here. We'll give everyone a sec to tap in as well. Garrett and I are back on the Buy Box Bandits train. We did 2 episodes today. We got 2 episodes tomorrow. Oh my gosh. Corey's here too. Beautiful.
He is here.
Family. Good to see you, family. Very good. You're looking very aristocratic today. You're looking academic today.
Am I? Oh, thank you for that. With the glasses, I'm assuming, right?
It's academic Zuckerberg today.
Yeah, right.
Next, you got to bring out the gold chain.
Sweet. Yeah. So let us know if you guys have any questions about scaling Amazon, all that good stuff. We got $20 million of Amazon knowledge between the 4 of us. So happy to help you guys out. I hope everybody's having a great Q4 as well. Let me let's see some flexes in chat too. Who's been crushing it this week? I know I've seen some crazy posts on social media getting tagged all over the place, but y'all brag on yourselves in the chat, whether it's your first $10 or your first $1 million month, whatever it is.
Yeah, I know. Armand's got some numbers for us. Armand, let us know your numbers there.
Best time of year by far to be an Amazon seller. I mean, this is always the best week of the year for me, at least. Usually the 14th through the 21st. So I'm sure I know for a fact people are putting up some big numbers this week.
You can make a video on YouTube about Card Bear in detail of usage. So all of them operate pretty similarly. There's a bunch of them: Raise, Card Cash, Card Bear. Was a Gift Card Wiki? I mean, there's a bunch of them.
Yeah. So Gift Card Wiki and Card Bear are aggregator websites that kind of detail the different rates for a lot of the gift card providers on that. But honestly, it's as simple as just you identify the gift card you want to buy, you check it out. Then they're going to email you those gift card numbers. Then you can use those to redeem on the retailers. Why you would do that is if you can get an $100 gift card for $90, you just discounted the buy cost by 10%, right? And now some products become more profitable based on that. Yeah.
This man actually is always doing laundry.
Always. Somebody commented that last time.
Perpetually laundry.
Always doing laundry.
When I realized that was is do your towels naturally dry themselves?
Yeah, you hang them up.
I'm a multiple shower a day guy, so I typically will dry them intraday.
The question is, do you use one towel? How many uses per towel? That's the key.
One.
Of course.
Also, Armand said nothing fancy. 202K last 30 days. Come on now, Armand. Yeah, brag on yourself there, man. That's what's up.
$2.5 million per year business.
Going back to the gift card thing, the key with gift cards is staying organized, right? Yep. Because once cancels start to come in, right, you want to make sure if an order gets canceled, you notate and you can map that order back to what gift cards were used, how much amount per gift card was used, to make sure you can get the refunds when applicable, and ensure that every dollar is getting used to its extent, right? Because the problem is 10% off a gift card is awesome, but if you only use $97 of a $100 gift card and you forget about the other 3, well, that over time gets pretty catastrophic to your profits and to your business, right? So make sure on a line-by-line basis, if you order something, notate the order number, what you ordered, how many gift cards were used in that order, the date, and then the amount per gift card, so you can map it back if things get ordered. And you just make sure, you want to be sure that all the gift cards are going to be used to its extent, right? Because if you're only working at a 7% discount for those gift cards, if you forget $5 of a $100 gift card, it doesn't seem that severe, but that's really the whole point of using them in the first place.
Yeah, some free game too for anyone watching. There's the Card Cash bulk program. If you want to buy bulk gift cards at a slightly further discount, just email this guy Ben at cardcash.com to get set up.
Blow up the email address on the stream there.
Yeah. No. Well, no. I mean, that's that's how you do it.
The other thing about gift cards, wrap up, is that's like a means of order efficiency too, right? To prevent order cancels. Because I mean, you think about it, it's kind of like escrow for houses, right? The money that is accredited, like the site knows it's there. So if you're dealing with cancels, that's one troubleshooting method, right? Target, Walmart, like any name the site, Dick's Sporting Goods. If you use a gift card from that site, it's kind of like an authenticated way of buying those goods to make sure that you're using their dollars to place the order.
Yeah, a lot of times they think you got like a stolen credit card. So they're like, who is this dude buying 100 of these? It's obviously fraud. But if you're rolling in with the the gift card, it's like validated that no, they've got real money. They just want 100 of these for some reason.
And I mean, rightfully so. They want that money back, right? Because
have you guys all switched to wholesale? So Corey and Garrett mainly do wholesale. Warner and I mainly do online arbitrage. But everything works. You know, I mean, it's just what you want to, you know, put consistent time. It's like, for example, today, Garrett and I on the Buy Box Bandits, we had this guy named Salem who sells part-time. He does B2B sales full-time. And in the past 30 days has done, I think it was like 85K in combined sales, about half Walmart, half Amazon, a little bit more Walmart actually, which is pretty cool, right? And then on our podcast this afternoon, we had Chris Potter, one of our friends, who actually introduced us to Corey. Ooh,
haunted
Yeah,
Corey.
we'll
We go
light
full
that up
red.
for a second.
Yeah.
And who had a gigantic Amazon drop shipping business back when you could drop ship on Amazon, right? And then, you know, there's many ways to skin the cat, guys. We want to help you guys, you know, be as successful as possible with that. We already posted the SellerAmp podcast too, and
I
Salem,
think he's in chat.
Yeah, he's in chat there.
Yeah. What's up, Salem?
yeah,
the Sal 3M.
yeah, right. It's almost miles backward. It's Melas would be that backward. Yeah.
Somebody
Miles,
said a lot of wholesale products are gated. How do you get around that? So, I mean, there are a lot of wholesale products that are gated. There are also a lot of wholesale products that are ungated, but how you get around that? What I always recommend people do, easiest way to get ungated is with like a Target invoice or a Target order confirmation, or like even like a Dick's Sporting Goods confirmation. So I say get ungated via that and then source the product wholesale. But there are also hundreds, if not thousands, of smaller to mid-sized niche brands on the wholesale side that aren't gated, that are any new sellers will be completely ungated and from the start. So focusing on those is a good thing to do too.
Yep. Is estimator returns factored in the seller and prof calculator? No. And then process for return should be ideally sell it back on Amazon if it's sellable. If not, eBay, Mercari, you know, Facebook Marketplace is going to be the wave on that. And Justin, don't let gating be a reason to not sell something. You know what I mean? Like, as long as you can apply for it, you can get approved for it, especially if you see other people selling it, which is going to be the ideal product, for example. So you'll be good to go on there.
We've grown 6 figures eBay store and want to. If you can go to eBay to 6 figures, you can do anything. You can
you can do Amazon for sure.
You can conquer anything. If they constantly do any, you do consulting rather than courses. My eBay is fully automated. I have teams running it. I mean, so if you could set up that sort of system, you're gonna do very, very, very well in Amazon and Walmart, right? A little bit more put together marketplaces, right? More data, more information, more people talking about it. So just start kind of consuming all of our content and kind of go from there, right? The first key is just learning the data, learning the source, developing that like data fluency skill, and then you're off to the races. Everything else will fall into place with your previous experience and kind of operator skills.
Yeah, bro, like that skill set's going to translate really, really nicely. Really, all you need to do to crack the code and to be able to find a lot of profitable SKUs is just learn the little tip and trick that makes each website good, right? Which in many cases is going to be like a coupon or a coupon plus a gift card, for example. The main thing is I don't understand Amazon at all and FBA. Hey, you're in the right place, man.
Yeah, then watch everything that all of us have put out on YouTube, and that'll help.
Just watch all of it.
Well, that'll really help, you know, get your feet wet and just start to understand the process. But like, you're not really going to know everything yourself until you've taken action. And what I recommend people do is start with retail arbitrage. Go to a store, scan products in the clearance section, see what makes sense, and then make a low risk, not necessarily gamble, right, but educated buy on something in store, and then go from there and learn that way.
Yeah, and especially if you're doing online arbitrage already for eBay, it's going to be super, super similar, just significantly more scalable, more products are profitable, better data, like Garrett was saying. Hey, brothers, just registered for ASD in March. Yes, sir. That's fire. Corey, you going now?
You going? Yeah.
So I'm not sure if we're going to be going in March yet or not, but we'll see.
Got you. Okay. Yeah, either way, we'll all be at the August ASD for sure. As
That's
well.
always a fun one.
Yeah, Beck, you got to make sure merch is going. Merch and I went out to dinner last week too, which was maybe 2 weeks ago. Right there, the main thing. Yeah, we're gonna get you right on that here.
Yep. Steve was asking about the 100 unit ungates as well. Steve, you can still submit 10 on those. I've been ripping it. Lots of the Amazon fans been doing 10. They're still working. So business as usual, basically.
Yeah, it's only a couple brands that are like that.
It's also it's only when you're buying off Amazon, when you're using Amazon as a supplier, is when I've seen it ask for 100 units. It'll say like, you know, if it's an Amazon invoice, it needs to be 100 units, but it's in very rare cases. It's weird. I don't know. There's like no rhyme or reason.
Yeah, a couple gigantic OA brands that I think could potentially have been counterfeited in the past on Amazon heavily. They're asking for 100 for. How can you find the right product to sell FBA? Yeah, dude. So the cool thing about online arbitrage is there's literally millions of products to potentially sell because there's millions of products that have a good sales rank across all the different categories. So you're not really guessing in that, like, anything that has a good sales rank has a bunch of sellers on it. As long as the competition isn't shooting up and the price isn't shooting down, it's going to make sense to sell. The key is it's not finding the right stuff. Finding the right stuff is very easy. It's making the numbers work from a buy cost perspective. So John, I think you should watch, some of our live sourcing videos. And that'll give you a really good walkthrough of what that looks like, man. Because finding good products is pretty easy. It's just making the numbers work is where the expertise is. And that should take a while, right? Being new at something, if it was super easy, everyone would do it, Me and Merch registered together on a call. We'll be getting a little Plum Boys Airbnb. That's what dreams are made of, man.
Nice. Yeah, I love it.
That sounds fun, if nothing else.
That does sound fun.
Don't let Corey pick the Airbnb, though. That's the key.
No, don't let Grant pick the Airbnb. That's the moral of the story.
All right, okay.
It's always Grant. Yeah.
Remember how wasn't it like chained in thing?
Yes, the one in Vegas. It was terrible.
The one in Vegas was crazy.
It was in a horrible part of town. Our
You guys were
Uber driver,
about to get shot.
like, "Why are you guys staying here?" I'm like, "I didn't choose it."
Called like a tent city or something. I'm pretty sure
we were a block away from like the roughest neighborhood I've ever seen anywhere, in Vegas. Yeah,
that's what Amazon money gets you, folks.
Right.
If you want to be like Corey and stay in the cut of Las Vegas, then do wholesale.
Yeah.
Can I buy from an authorized supplier and sell it on Amazon on my new account where there aren't any sales yet? That's the only thing you can do, actually. There's also really no such thing as authorized suppliers, though. Like, theoretically, you could buy stuff from eBay. Not that we recommend that, but there's if we're being completely honest, there's a very, very small chance of you ever needing to provide documentation for that stuff. But now only buy from, or what we're going to recommend is only buying from big retail websites.
There.
Authorized. Sorry?
I said you just open Pandora's box there.
Well,
Miles told me there's a small chance.
Buy from retail sites. Now, did we all get started selling books from thrift stores? Yes.
What's a good profit margin? I mean, anything really over 12, 15% profit margin is going to be awesome. As you scale, right, that may drop closer to 9 or 10 or 11. But I mean, to shoot over 15% profit margin, not ROI, profit margin would be a good metric. OA maybe a little higher, wholesale probably a little lower. But it all depends on the product, right? Every product is going to look different. Ultimately, what you should be most concerned about is the actual profit dollars coming back to your business.
Yep, that's true. Oh yeah.
It depends on your goals too. Like a lot of you guys, you want to be hustling day in, day out. You want to squeeze every dollar out of the business. You're going to make a lot more money. You're doing a lot of FBM. You're finding all the products yourself. Versus like what I like to do. Like I use prep centers, pay people to find the products and that kind of stuff. And I'm fine with that because I get a little bit more money to leverage, and it's just not the priority is working every hour of every day, kind of.
But yeah, I mean,
just hourly kind of thing, right? So it's kind of up to whatever your goals are.
Exactly, and to that point, right? Profit margin is not the only consideration. A 20% profit margin is awesome, but if you could only spend $5,000 a month, maybe not so good, right? A 15% profit margin when you can spend $50,000. Do the math, that's way, way, way more profitable. So there's going to be some sort of happy medium where the union of spending power, profit margin, and just efficiency of the operation, it's going to kind of all meet in the middle somewhere.
Yeah, Carlisle, we wouldn't be here if that wasn't.
Yep, we sell on Amazon. 20 million plus in experience between all of us. Yep.
Pages. Got hit with Section 3 right now in the middle of Q4, supplied on invoice, but can't see any progress. It's not that you can't see any progress, it's just that they haven't approved you yet. Section 3 is very similar to an ungate request or an inauthenticity, for example. So keep submitting, include all the purchase documentation, make it really easy for Amazon to see that. Maybe toss up a post on the Amazon seller forums. Maybe toss up a DM to Amazon Seller Help on Twitter. For example, and you'll get right.
What do we think? Do we think that's Nathan in the profile pic?
I Oh,
Could be.
It kind of looks like, I can't tell if it's like a pro
I can't tell if
soccer
it's yeah.
player.
Yeah.
oh, I think it's a nice jersey. I think that's him. I think that's
A
him.
tip with the section 3 too, so it helps to combine all of your documentation, everything that you have into one Google Doc or into one like PDF, and giving everything kind of like a cover page. So like, here's all my identification documents, right? And then you list out, your passport, your driver's license, all that stuff. Here are my invoices, and then you list those out, and you just like spell it out and make it crystal clear to the Amazon employee who's reviewing that document. Hey, here's everything that's here. Here it is, all in sequential order and the order of everything that they asked for it in. And then you just kind of let them come to that conclusion that everything's good to go. And the easier you make it on them, that usually the quicker you'll get approved.
Yeah, Chris has a good podcast on that as well.
Yeah, that's one of the best resources.
Yeah, I also have a good interview with one of my guys who got a section 3. We kind of talk out everything that he did to beat his. So there's some good YouTube videos you can check out as well, Nathan.
How slow does sales velocity get after Q4? I started selling Q4 this year and was able to partner with an automotive brand. I just want to manage my expectations going into next year. So the good news is it's not like sales just stop happening after Q4, right? January historically is my second best month of the year. So January should be a really good month, assuming you still have a lot of good product in stock, and you should ride that momentum into the rest of Q1. February, at least in my experience, is usually a little slower, but it doesn't have to be. As long as you keep buying more inventory and as long as you keep sending more product to FBA, your sales are going to keep going up no matter what time of year it is.
Yeah, just because Amazon might slow down by 10, 20% or whatever it is, maybe a little more than that, doesn't mean that you're not growing more than 10, 20% a month, right? Unless you're already like really pushing weight there. But congrats on the automotive brand partner. That's a big step there.
Sweet.
Yeah, now you can leverage that relationship too. So next time you talk to different automotive brands, it instantly gets easier because you're like, yo, we work with this brand. Like, oh, we know that brand.
Yep. Are you guys running more than one Amazon seller account as a safe? I mean, there shouldn't be a need. If you buy from legitimate sites and brands and distribution companies, you should be fine. There is something to be said about mitigating risk with other platforms, right? So Walmart, eBay, etc. But in terms of Amazon, if you keep proper documentation, follow the rules, don't take any shortcuts, you'll be fine.
Yeah. Plus, Amazon's going to link your accounts together anyway.
Yeah,
like,
there's probably more.
If they were going to ban you for something, then they know all your accounts. You're allowed to have multiple accounts. You don't need to like sneak around on it, but they're going to know. Like you got to link socials and bank account info, and there's way too much info you have to link for them to not be able to figure it out.
That doesn't give you a short pass to to take shortcuts.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Shout out Ariel right there.
I saw the flex on Twitter there, man. Keep it up.
Thank you.
So, Ali, good question here. When does Amazon usually schedule a verification interview? Anything to look out for when they do? So, I just had another one of these probably 2 weeks ago, and we just got word yesterday that we passed it. So, it was very similar to the Section 3 interview in the sense that you show up, they verify your identity first, and then they want to verify supply chain for, in our case, this time it was a specific product. So just like I said a couple minutes ago, we had a PDF prepared with all of our invoices in sequential order, spelled it out, made it very clear exactly what our supply chain was, gave it to the Amazon employee there on the call. We sent it to them after the fact. They'll probably ask you to do the same, and then it'll take them 3 to 5 business days to kind of verify everything. And if they like your documentation, they'll email you and say you're good to go.
Was that for my distro company?
No, this was for a different product, but for yours, that was just a regular, like we just were able to submit that to account health, no problem, just like normal.
Hey, Dubs.
Yeah, so that was hype.
W Corey.
We're undefeated. We stay undefeated.
Yep.
Undefeated against the odds.
How do I find good products to source? You watch the live sourcing videos on any of these 3 guys' platforms, and you just pretty much do exactly what they do. It's finding what already works, which they show you what already works, and it's just copying that pretty much.
Thanks for yes, sir, Ollie. Quantity one.
What's up, Tony?
Yeah, I mean, in that you're selling enough, Tony. Where like honestly, yeah. And you were actually never technically required to submit those either. Like for that, someone just has to do it on listing. It's very similar to a compliance request.
I heard Tony actually bought Luxor with his FBM profits, but that could just be a rumor.
Back to answer your question. Yeah. So if you're already selling on Amazon, if you're doing arbitrage and looking to transition to wholesale, or if you're doing wholesale and you're looking to just grow that component, then you'd be a good fit. So just DM me if you're interested.
Yeah, Bex.
How do I find wholesale for my brand new account? So the easiest way is to call the brand and ask them for references to open up for their distribution companies. Every brand has distributors that they work with, every single one. Now, ideally, you work and buy directly from the brand. That's not always going to be the case. But the only way to find that out is to call them, ask to buy from them, right? Specifically go in with SKUs and quantities and a target price point in mind. And then from there, if they say no, say, okay, who can I buy from, right? Give me a list of people I can buy from. I still want to put money into your brand, and value into your brand. How can we make it happen?
And so often the brand, if they don't sell directly to retailers like you, a lot of times they'll tell you, well, hey, go to this specific distributor. Like this happened to me last week. I called a brand. They said, hey, we don't sell direct, but I want you to call this specific person at this specific distributor. They can order all the stuff directly through us. So it's as good as having an account with the brand. It's just with the distributor instead. And that distributor also has access to a lot of other brands in that niche too. So it opens up a lot more doors.
This is some game right here, T. You can read on the back of the box. You'd find where the
Yep.
product. That's some serious.
I posted about that before, and that's true. Like a lot of, and this is especially the case with a lot of grocery products. If you look on like any grocery product, it'll say distributed by XYZ. Sometimes it's the name of the manufacturer, but sometimes it's the name of a distributor that is like the distributor for that company.
Makes sense. Just hit 9K. Damn, that's fine.
Oh yeah, that's solid. Yeah,
excellent start right there, man. Yeah. So what you should do now is from the crib when you're home, storefront stock your main competitors on your main listings, and you're going to find other products most likely from the same places, and that's going to be fire for you.
Yes, and then toxic gameplays. Then you say, understood. There's a lot of people I wouldn't want to work with as well. Here's why we're different, right? Here's why we're not like the other folks that you've talked to in the past. I don't blame you for not wanting to sell to e-commerce people. Listen, I know a lot of them, and I wouldn't want to work with them either. However, we operate a little differently, and here's why.
He said, I am BA. Please hire me. Please hire me.
Yeah, toxic. Tell him that just tell him that your mom would be mad next time she visits if you don't land the account.
Yeah, bro. I love TGP right there.
Still have hundreds of orders.
That's game for wholesale right there.
No, you want to stay away from generic brands. 100% stay away.
Yeah.
Auto pass. No profit is worth getting on a generic listing. Easy way to get your account shut down.
Technically, and you're pretending that brand is called generic is what you're doing. So it's like copyright infringement. If you're pretending that Adidas is called generic is kind of what the back end looks like.
And sometimes people, like especially newer sellers, like, wait, like why can't I sell on the generic listing? And it's because basically in the past, Amazon has come out and said, I think it's a bannable offense to sell on some of these listings. So sometimes Amazon just doesn't enforce it. But if you're selling on a listing where the brand name is generic, technically Amazon can kick you, can I think suspend your account at any point in time, right? So there's really no listing or no product where it's worth taking that risk for a listing that's not compliant,
Yeah, and you can just get ungated too. As long as you can apply for it, you can go ahead and get ungated in there. Yes, Yizvin, yes, do that.
Yeah, a couple good questions about payments, so we can hit those at once. How do you manage like paying yourself? Do you take a certain percentage? So somebody else has also mentioned I'm a big fan of taking 1% of your profit from day one. The reason why that's valuable is because the money feels real. Otherwise, it's all just numbers that you're moving around, and it doesn't feel like real progress. Like it's not beneficial for the business, but like psychologically, it'll help you a lot in terms of like staying motivated. And it also has the benefit of you being forced to calculate what your business is actually making in profit every month from month one. Because a lot of times if you go in, if you go out and you're just buying stuff and flipping it and you have no idea what you're making in profit like at all, then you might look back in 6 months and realize like, oh, after returns and some stuff that went lost, like I have no idea what I actually made. So it just gets you in good habits right away. But you're not paying yourself like off every payout. Just figure out at the end of the month what your profit actually was.
Yeah, and an easy way to think about it too. So like I just pay myself a salary through the profits of the business, right? So aside from that salary, if we want to take out any extra profit, I like to just put 1 or 2% of each disbursement from Amazon into a separate account as like a profit account. So, if you're just taking 1%, chances are you're not going to miss that amount. And it also adds up over the course of the year. So next thing you know, at the end of the year, you got a good chunk of change in there that's kind of just accumulated from that. So that's a way to do it too. Just like take a percentage of each disbursement and throw it in an account like that.
I want to be a plum boy so bad. Amex is kind of washed, no, low key.
They completely changed. Capital One's the GOAT now.
Yeah, I would go I would go Chase.
The Spark is,
yeah.
if you Ink Business Premier is the GOAT, but it's hard to get a big limit on that. So the Spark, in my opinion, is the best all around because you can run that thing up. Like they will give you the highest limit on the Spark.
Agreed. How do you
cashback feeds the soul too? Feeds the soul.
I've been searching for 3 days now. What am I doing? Yeah, so you're not making stuff good. You're trying to find stuff that's profitable at the advertised price, which will happen sometimes, but you're missing out on lots of stuff because you're not making it good. So you need to say, hey, does this retailer take a tax exempt certificate? Is there a coupon? Do Capital One Shopping or Coupon Bird show any coupons? Is there any coupons on Google? Is there an email sign up coupon? What's the cash back like? What's the discounted gift card situation like? Once you start in, is there subscribe and save? Is there a wholesale program, right? If you're not finding stuff where the numbers make sense, it's because you're not making it good. It is 99% of the cases. Yeah.
Yeah. If you want to get just like easy proof of concept, then go hit a store because retail arbitrage, you're finding stuff, right? If you're anytime wholesale on arbitrage, you're making it profitable. So if you're just trying to get like the ball rolling, just kind of see how it works, then go hit a store for a couple of days.
If you say it's having a terrible time, it's definitely going to be a terrible time. Yeah. You're doing a process that it takes most people 5 to 10 tries to do, right? Sometimes longer, sometimes, less, depending on the situation. Keep submitting as long as you're submitting real documentation that will preview. Amazon is not even helpful when you call them. Well, you don't have to call for ungating. You just keep submitting, right?
We've all ripping a domino. You're good, man. We've all done it. We've all been there. It is frustrating in the short term, but you'll be glad for it long term.
Yeah, and then you get one where you get approved instantly, and you're like, oh crap, it was just probability game.
Yep.
Yeah, at the end of the day, there. Does Funko provide direct invoices? You'll just use the emails on that. And yeah, you could use Target. I'm sure Funko's website for any of that stuff. Kohl's, Walmart. Any of those guys. Yeah, Fahim, you don't got to worry about on invoices.
What should I do if Amazon is asking for a supply chain, but the person is doing retail arbitrage? So that's when you want to be really organized and really documented with your receipts and all of your order confirmations and any sort of documentation you have for your retail arbitrage inventory. Keep it organized and keep it readily available because that's what you're going to have to provide.
Yep. New at this. How do I get started? So to start out, you're going to need an Amazon seller account, SellerAmp and Keepa, and then just watch a bunch of YouTube videos and hit the ball rolling. Honestly, when you're in the right place, we do these streams pretty often. We love answering your questions. We love helping you guys grow. And we also all have, dozens of hours of content in each of our individual YouTube channels you should check out too.
Yeah.
Oh, Toxic's never done FBA, right? He's only done FBM, and that's why last week he was. That's crazy. Because I only knew about FBA to start. Like I said, to this day, I've only ever done a handful of FBM orders. So it's wild to me when people only do FBM and haven't experimented with FBA yet. Because I feel like that once people go FBA, it's like, wow, what have I been doing this whole time?
If Corey picked up a polymailer, his hand would just start shrinking.
Yeah, I know. It
would shrivel up.
It would melt.
With the Amazon receipt, you say to keep submitting, which I did, but now they're saying I can't submit again until I provide more info. Exactly. You can change the file whenever you want. You can rotate the file whenever you want. You can change the file name. You can include more purchase information, right? You can reply with the auto deny guide, which any of you guys can DM me on Discord and I'll send over to you. Okay, how do I do that? So Wendy, you would just watch, some YouTube videos and go to sell.amazon.com and create that open.
Yeah, add credit card statements, add a picture of the product, keep adding more information as you iterate, and it'll pass at some point. Add a confirmation, add the tracking, add the delivery notification, add anything you have and everything you have.
Because what they're not saying is they're not denying your opportunity to keep applying. They're saying that you haven't provided any new information. So that's why you've got to either edit your existing information or add something new.
Yeah. What category?
I didn't buy more units of this item, bro. 100%, 150 ROI sold.
a storefront stock. And there might be other SKUs in that brand. You might still be able to get more of that specific ASIN right there. But regardless, phenomenal.
But, I mean,
that's the biggest regret of many a good
yeah.
Amazon sellers.
It's
They're
not gonna be the
toxic.
first
Yeah,
time you
it's
say- it's not gonna be the last time you say
it's
that.
not the oh man, I shouldn't have bought this. It's the damn, I wish I'd bought
wish I would've bought
500
it.
of this. Yeah.
So many
But
more.
like, make sure you're documenting on an Excel sheet all the things you're doing. Sales you've hit well, how much you've spent at particular sales. When did sales start picking up? That item, when did you buy it? When did it start selling? How many did you buy? How many should you have bought? Right? Because you can reference all of this information next year. Right? What you don't want to happen is to approach next Q4 as if it's your first when it's really your third. You want to iterate every single Q4 and continue to bring the information that you've learned from last Q4 into the next.
Facts right there. Cool. All right. Thanks for sharing your information. Absolutely. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's 100% true on that. Revelations. Cool. All right. Appreciate y'all tapping in for another Money Monday. We're probably January or February should be the year and a half mark for Money Mondays here. As well.
Surprised you don't know the exact date.
Yep. Ooh,
I know we have been doing it for a while.
There's something August 26th of them.
Of course he does.
Well, I mean, yeah. Yeah. All right, y'all be great. Follow all these guys on socials. Check out the Buy Box Bandits podcast we posted today, and keep fulfilling those FBM orders. And we'll see you guys soon for another Q&A. Y'all be great.
All right,
Godspeed.
see you guys.
Let's make it a good week.
You guys
See you guys.